Hello YouTube, this is the Java Programmer, and in the last 3 videos we created some classes to handle getting history data out of our brokerage client. If we look at our Oanda API brokerage client, we see that we added this get history. So what I want to do in this episode is I want to actually test this and see that we get some data back for a particular time period. One of the things that we're going to need to do is in our data bar object, we're going to need to have a toString method. And what this is for is so that we can print out the we basically can print a data bar and get something that is useful. So if we create a method called public string toString, if we just print this, this will output our data bar. So we have a bunch of fields. One of the things I like to do is, because I can never remember them all, I just bring them down here, paste them in. Yes, I get errors, but I will fix those in a minute once we get all these variables in place. So it's pretty simple. Just we just basically initials for each thing. Probably gonna skip forward in this video. So there we go. We have added all of our different variables in here. So when we print a data bar, we will, where is that coming from? I think that doesn't belong. So when we print a data bar, we should see all these different prices get printed out. So let's look at how we can test this program. I think if we look at our test rates class here, can probably modify. Let's look at our other class. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to use either one of these. Let's look at this. This takes in a configuration helper and an events queue. Don't really care so much about the events queue. Maybe if we look at our program. Oh, here we go. So we should be able to take this, and we're going to just gut this program like so. So we've got, let's create the queue just so that it will be happy. All right. So here's what we have. This doesn't need to extend FX. All right. So really simple program. Loads up our config. It sets up a logger, which we're not going to end up using. We have an event queue, which the client requires, but it's not going to be used in this case. And then we have a client. And our client, we should be able to say client.get. Yes. Here's where the problem comes in that I forgot to do in our last several videos. We want to make sure that this get history is available for everybody, and it's not. So we want to create this in the superclass. Yes. So everything that implements a brokerage client now has the ability to get history. And so I need to make sure that that's public. Public linked list data bar. All right. So we can close that. So here our client, which is a brokerage client, get history. So what is our instrument looks like? So our instrument looks like a USD, or let's say EUR USD. So the instrument we're looking at is the Euro US dollar, and we're going to pass in a chart type dot, I don't know, let's go with an hour, and let's say we want, I don't know, 30 hours, or let's see, let's do this, 24 times 7 hours worth of data. So I think we have a linked blocking DQ, and this is a data bar. History equals this. Is that right? Data bar, import data bar. I don't think it's a linked list. Change type history to just a link, straight up linked list. There we go. All right. So we started a client. We're calling history on Euro USD. We want the hour chart type, and we want 7 days worth of history. So let's loop through this for data bar in history. Whoops, history. We should be able to sys out bar. Now, I apologize in advance. Just going to have to do the disclaimer before I show the output of this, but I think I'm going to clear this output from our last run, and I think we should see data bars. Let's find out what happens when we run this. This disclaimer is that if you use this software to do Forex trading, you will lose money. Don't rely on anything that you see in this video because you most likely will lose money. Don't trust anything that you see in this video about trading or the possibility of making money because most likely you will lose money. This software will cause you to blow out your account. So the person behind writing this software cannot be held liable for any harm that you might incur to yourself by using the software. And if I haven't said it already, in using this software, you probably will lose money, and you will not have any when you're done using this software. So this is the disclaimer. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and run this program. It's logging into Oanda. And oh, look at there. Let's go ahead and stop the program. There is a bunch of rates. So, do you guys remember me telling you about the date formatting? We see here we've got one format. Here we've got a totally different format. And we want these to all line up so that we can compare the rates across the these would all be different hours. So this is good, but let's clean it up just a little bit more than this. So if we go to our data bar and we come down here, We have our date formatter. So I think we say df.format. And pass it the double format. I'm going to do this on all of these. No, stop. Right. And we'll save the volume, because volume, as you see, is basically volume is an integer. So maybe we'll just cast it as that int. You see the volume here is, it looks like a whole number to me. It might not be, but it really doesn't matter that much. What doesn't it like? This is what it doesn't like right here. There we go. So that should format it based on this format. You'll see what that is in a minute here when I run this program again. All right, let's see. Here's our first test program. Let's run it one more time and see what our history looks like. Again, logging into Oanda and outputting history. Oh, that looks so much better. All right, so if we look at, for instance, the open bid over time, we can see here that in these hours, it went up a little bit. Actually, it's coming. These three went up, and then it started to come down. Coming down, and it kind of hit a bottom. Now it's going back up. It's up, back up into 12s. So you can see here, and it hit a low. So coming up, we probably want to do some charting of this. There's a library I use called XCharts. We probably want to put some of this on the screen so we can visualize this instead of just seeing big columns of numbers. I think it would make a bit more sense to be able to look at this and see if it makes sense. So stay tuned to the next episode. I will be doing some charting so that we can see these numbers. It'll help us when it comes to the different types of... it helps in debugging our program. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is the Java Programmer.